You're watching the best of ExtraTime Radio on MLSsoccer.com.
The 1-1 tie, Paraguay-Italy. We saw it coming. We called it yesterday that this had tie all over it, and it just was a real battle. These are two what I call professional teams. Paraguay and Italy. They take the field and they know what needs to be done. They dedicate themselves. They press when they need to. I point to Cannavaro on the goal. We had two mistakes on both ends. I mean, but you know, goals come from mistakes. Cannavaro not jumping when the ball is coming straight at him on one end. Then you had the goalkeeper with the error on the other.
I looked at the same goal and I said, to me, Cannavaro is backing up. It's hard for him to get that ball, but De Rossi, to me, is the guy who needs to attack that ball, whereas he had the player run in front of him and get the header. So either way, it's a mistake and it's poor defense on a team that should be much better in the back in Italy.
To me, it was shocking. Cannavaro, the ball was coming straight at him. Had he jumped, he would have had a chance at that ball, more than a chance at the ball. And I actually think the Paraguayan player, Alcaraz, was surprised that the ball eventually hit his head.
So what? He got the goal.
No, he got the goal, which is fantastic for them.
I mean, it's a typical Italian performance, though, right? They come out at the start of every World Cup. It's the same story. Now I think they do it on purpose. I've decided that they just come out and start slowly, just to make sure that everyone feels like the story was right.
Yeah,
keep their expectations what they are.
Don't be fooled. Italy is happy with this result. I mean, they'll say they should have gotten the win, and who knows what else they'll say in the postgame. But they're really happy.
They didn't create a lot of offense, though. I mean, it's not like Italy had a ton of chances.
They had a couple chances in the second half. It seemed like they started to take over in the second half, and let's also not forget Gianluigi Buffon came off at halftime.
Right.
That's pretty impressive right there. That all of a sudden their talismanic goalkeeper, this guy is the personality on this team, and he came off at halftime.
Well, it's now my pleasure to welcome in the man, the myth, the legend. It's Shep Messing. Shep, we are so glad to have you. You got to tell me, Shep, what is going on in this World Cup with these goalkeepers?
Guys, a pleasure to be on the show with you, and I'll tell you what, the mistakes obviously accentuated at this level in terms of goalkeepers, but I think you have to keep it in perspective. Who has made the mistakes? VR from Paraguay? Listen, he makes mistakes all year. The Algerian goalkeeper, he's not among the top 100 goalkeepers in the year. So Robert Green, you know what?
He's English.
He's English. And in England, they stopped producing goalkeepers 10 years ago. So we have not seen mistakes by the best goalkeepers in the year. The mistakes that we've seen, horrendous, horrific. But you know what? They didn't come from great goalkeepers.
Yeah, that's true. And you look at what Tim Howard did as a goalkeeper. Obviously, he was fantastic. And then you look at someone like I thought Thomas Sorensen for Denmark had a very good game, despite going down 2-0 to Holland. And obviously, Ima from Nigeria was fantastic in that game against Argentina.
Yeah, goalkeepers are always going to get, and you guys all know it, they're going to get too much credit when things go well. They're going to get too much blame.
Anybody that plays well in a World Cup also understands that this is a turnover sport, and transition is king. I think that more important than anything else, because I would definitely have to say that Landon's performance was subpar, is that we figure out how to use his speed, how to get him to not feel like he has to be included in every play. It's okay to get out there and get some chalk on your shoes, because that's when people are worrying about you. So the fact that he goes and stands that far away from the play allows him to have a better starting point to get in behind defense. I'm hoping that Bob can have a little conversation with Landon and say, look, we need you to play the way you did in Everton. That's pretty much what we need from you.
But the team is
not so much defensive responsibilities, but figure out a way to make those times when you go count.
But Eric, the team is not set up to play the way they do at Everton. Right? I mean, it's not set up in terms of what's in the middle as well.
Well, I mean, look, I think we were talking about drastic changes. Maybe the most drastic change that we see in our team is that we don't try and play the same way that we did against Australia and England in this game.